So in this episode, ladies and gentlemen, we have this hilarious debate to react to, trust me. Get ready for this one. It just took place on Piers Morgan Uncensored, featuring Riley Gaines and Brandon Tatum. Awesome guys, but on the panel, oh man, there is this liberal who has a huge meltdown because, well, people aren't agreeing with them, but also because people on the panel misgender Dylan... people on the panel misgender Dylan Mulvaney. The biggest crime...
How dare you?
What is going on, man? Now, this is only the first part of the debate. If you want to see me react to another part where they talk about women's sports and the issues it's facing, let me know in the comment section below. But before we get into this one as well, if you could, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, share this video, sit back, relax, and take a look at this.
Riley, great to have you on Uncensored. We'll get to the legal action you have against the NCAA in a moment. But first of all, Dylan Mulvaney, my real problem with this is you've got somebody making an absolute ton of cash by, it seems to me, mocking women and womanhood, despite until mid-20s identifying as a man because she was born a biological man.
Well, it doesn't seem to me, as a woman myself, I can tell you that's exactly what Dylan Mulvaney is doing. He's made a killing on mocking women with his stereotypical misogynistic comments, and you hit the nail on the head. This new song, right, reducing women down to picking up medication, being lazy, not being able to get out of bed, shopping and retail therapy, hooking up with men and being sex crazed. Again, as a woman, I have not lived that lifestyle. So that's what this is. It's a mockery of a woman.
Look at the guy in the
let's
middle,
be real.
man.
I think the most ironic part of this is he looks like a man. If you're watching that video, he looked like a man who was wearing a wig with pigtails. He's not fooling anybody.
Brandon, I mean, it's complicated. I have nothing but respect for people who transition, for transgender people. I want them to have the rights to fairness and equality.
I'm sure you wouldn't have stopped Riley from misgendering.
Well, hang on, I'm going to come to that.
That's clearly not true.
I didn't misgender her.
No, but you would have stopped her from doing that on your program.
Well, okay, we'll come to you in a moment, James. Just wait. But Brandon, there's all these issues, misgendering and so on. What do you make of the wider thing of Dylan Mulvaney, this cultural phenomenon now in America, basically sending up what it means to be a woman?
I think it's absolutely appalling to give credit and credence to a person who's mocking women. Dylan Mulvaney, I don't think is serious whatsoever. You got a gay man who has a lust for fame and fortune, and what does he do? If it's being gay is not working out for you, you become trans and you try to make a lot of money, which is what Dylan Mulvaney has done. Dylan Mulvaney is not an example of women. He's not even trying to be a woman. He walks around with a 5 o'clock shadow and dresses up in women's clothes and mocks women. He's berating women. I have never in my life seen a woman act like Dylan Mulvaney. Not one person on this panel can show me a woman that's as flamboyant and radical and twitching and twisting and acting like Dylan Mulvaney.
Are you insane? Did you watch the Barbie movie? What are you talking about? What, and who are you to talk about who a woman is? You're a man. This is absolute nonsense.
Who are you to talk about?
I'm not telling anyone who a woman is, but I'm certainly not telling someone who isn't a woman.
I've never seen a woman.
Do you think Dylan Mulvaney is doing women a favour with this?
Do you know what? Dylan Mulvaney is speaking to a huge generation of which none of you understand. Like, you guys are over...
That is my generation.
I don't know any woman, I've got to say, of any age who thinks that anything other than Dylan Mulvaney is taking the piss.
Nonsense. Well, so you don't know any woman under the age of, what, 40?
I know lots of women under 40, yeah.
Right, and you think they all think Dylan is taking the piss?
Yes, they do.
No, that's insane.
The ones
I will say, you've sat here on your show and you've bashed Madonna and Sam Smith and all of these other icons. So Dylan just
icons
joins...
to you, they're not to me.
Dylan just joins them in the whole of
But the central allegation, James, is that what she does, and this, I think this video clip is absolutely indicative. She's making...
It's a pop song. Have you not seen a Dua Lipa music video?
To be honest with you, I haven't got the energy to get into the misgendering debate, right? I think the whole personal pronoun thing is a lot of crap. But for the benefit of this conversation, let's move past that. I'll call her she, if that's what she wants to be called. But what she is not is a biological woman. Until her mid-20s, she identified as a gay man. And that's the point there that Brandon was making. And for someone who was a gay man to put their hand up and say, I'm now a woman, and by the way, I'm going to make tens
well,
of
you're
millions.
Misunderstanding what?
Hang on. So make tens of millions of dollars mocking women, which is
the
how many women see it.
One thing I want to say here is, and I've noticed this when Piers talks about this issue, and it's great that he's talking about it. He's got all these people on like Riley Gaines, Brandon, you know, bringing more eyes to it. But we can't sit here and talk about the issues and then still use the preferred pronouns. You know, you can't sit there and say, well, I'm going to talk about this issue. We see what's going on and it's wrong, but I'm still going to call Dylan Mulvaney a she. You know, if we're going to go down this road, we have to stick to the facts, the biological facts. I think that's one thing Piers needs to change. But you can see the reaction from this woke liberal here. Boy, he does not like it when anybody disagrees with him. He says he knows women under 40 who think Dylan is taking the piss, and he goes, wait, no, that can't be right. That's insane. And that music video, by the way, that Dylan Mulvaney has done, if you haven't seen my reaction, go check it out. It's one of the worst things I have seen. We've got a dude claiming to be a woman, talking about girlhood. Why he still calls it girlhood, I'll never know. But he goes on to portray in that music video that being a woman is all about, you know, the walk of shame, hookups, prescription pills, breaking down in the bath. And again, in my reaction to Dylan Mulvaney's music video, I said, if a guy got on a podcast, a YouTube video, whatever, and said, you know, womanhood is all about prescription pills, the walk of shame, hookups, there would be outrage the next minute. But because Dylan Mulvaney puts on a wig and claims to be a woman, that outrage then doesn't exist. How does that make any sense? I'll never understand this world. I really won't.
I think that is
mocking
wrong.
Women, or Kylie was mocking women, or Madonna was mocking women just because
Kylie
they're
and Madonna are
expressing
women.
their femininity.
They're women.
It's not okay to say that, and you're misunderstanding how difficult it is to discover your identity
I'm sorry,
as a woman.
I don't see Dylan Mulvaney struggling at all.
Dylan Mulvaney has documented
Dylan Mulvaney
her struggle.
is reveling in mocking womanhood.
No,
well,
she
actually,
isn't.
the thing is, I don't think Dylan Mulvaney, I don't take offense to what Dylan Mulvaney is doing, because it makes sense. In the current media landscape that we live in, it makes sense for this man, it's a man, to become as a flamboyant, effectively caricature of a woman. And I don't take offense to it, because I treat Dylan Mulvaney like he is, which is a mentally unwell person.
He is a
he is a mentally unwell person. I don't see him as a woman. He's not a woman. He's a mentally unwell person.
In a case like this, where Dylan Mulvaney's only identified as a woman for what, 2 years, and was a gay man till her mid-20s, I don't think
do you realise that Dylan...
James, I don't think you have any right to compel women to say that this is.
Do you understand how difficult it is to realise that you're trans, to understand the complexity? Do you understand the complexity of that? You have trans friends. You know
do you have
that
any
it is
idea
difficult
how
to find your
difficult it
identity
is
and that people
to be a
accidentally
woman?
go
Riley has a very good
We've
report.
discussed this before.
Hang on, Riley.
Doesn't make you right.
You mentioned you have no idea how difficult it is to identify as trans. Let me ask you, do you have any idea how difficult it is to be a woman in today's climate, and then to be entirely mocked by a man merely posing to be a
That's
woman?
how
Do you
you
have
feel,
any
and that is not true. That is not Dylan's intention.
Well, it's not just how I feel. There's been an avalanche. There has been an avalanche of people on TikTok, on the left and the right, coming out now saying, hold on, this is wrong, and this isn't the first time that Dylan Mulvaney has been under fire.
Here's the thing.
His first days of girlhood. He came out after day 365 or whatever day it was.
You can't compel people to do that.
Yes,
you can't. No, you can't. You can call Dylan Mulvaney. You can call Dylan Mulvaney whatever you want.
It's discrimination.
Riley Gaines, of all
and listen,
people.
Riley, I do sympathise with you about how difficult it is.
Riley Gaines has had to compete against biological
I want to listen
males.
to how difficult it is to be a woman, because I want to understand that. I know that's tough. As a gay man, I'm also a victim of the patriarchy. We all bloody are. Like, it's
Look, we don't need to do the identity
I've seen the Barbie movie.
Let me tell you something. You mentioned.
I read the book. I understand.
You mentioned discrimination.
You being a woman.
You mentioned discrimination. Let me tell you something. Do you believe that it's okay?
No one's allowing me to finish a point.
What's your point?
Am I allowed to speak?
Sure.
God, okay, fine, I finished.
What's your point? You haven't got one, have you?
My point is, Riley, that
Let me say something.
I understand how hard it is to be a woman and that you fought so hard to be a woman, and I have so much empathy with that, so I can understand why it is so upsetting when, in your view, someone who isn't a woman comes along and says they are, because it undermines all of the history of what women have been through.
Yes.
But that's not a trans woman's fault. That is men's fault. Men are the problem, not Dylan, not trans women.
Men are the problem.
Except trans women are men.
Men are the... Of course, I knew it would come back to us.
That is what the problem is.
Riley?
Are you saying it's not? Are you saying you're not a victim of men? Because what are we talking about?
No, what I'm saying here is what we are suffering from as a nation. Really globally, what we're suffering from.
Have been a victim of men. That is truth.
No, she's a victim. She's a victim of gay men.
Here, let me take
That's
you
what
back.
it
Let me
is.
tell you
Wow,
what
so
I'm
gay
a
men are
victim
the
of.
victim. Do you know what? Let's just pick on all the minorities.
Let me-
Let's throw
Dylan
Megan in
Mulvaney
as well.
is
Let's
a
chuck
gay
in
man
Megan.
that's doing this.
You think
So
Megan's
is
a
Lil
minority?
Thomas and all
I am
these other
so
people.
done with this conversation.
Let
Yeah.
me tell you. Let
Isn't
me
it
tell
interesting
you
how
what I am a
James wants
victim
to
of.
control everyone's thought?
No, I don't. I
You
just
wanna
want everyone to
control-
have a
hang on,
nice, civilized
hang on. You want to
conversation.
control
Piers.
everyone's speech,
Why
and
is
how
no
they
one-
speak and how they refer to people. They're not allowed to have their opinions.
Yes,
Only
they are.
You want to mansplain
not-
to women what they should be thinking, and at the same time you want to blame the
I'm
patriarchy.
not. I want everyone to be kind to everyone.
Oh, no, you don't.
That's what. Yes, I
Hold
do.
on, stop right
yes,
there.
I do.
Don't even be like
It is
me,
not
the
kind.
patriarchy.
It is-
Kind to me.
It is not kind to ask a young girl to undress in front of a man. That is not kindness. What kindness
Right.
is. And if that's what you believe your definition of kindness is, you have a totally warped perception. And let me tell you, it's not inclusive to ask a girl like myself what happened to me and my teammates. It's not inclusive to ask us to smile and step aside and allow these men onto our podiums. That is not what inclusion is. That is exclusion. And it's exclusive to the very female athletes or women in general who Title IX in the women's sporting category was passed to protect and to honor and to celebrate and to uphold.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as you tell your side of things, as soon as you say something that goes against the woke liberal agenda, you get people like this who shout and scream, "Oh no, you're wrong, how dare you, I'm not going to have a conversation with you because you misgendered Dylan Mulvaney." I don't know how Piers doesn't start laughing, because if that's me on the panel, I'm laughing throughout the whole thing. Dylan Mulvaney, you know, made thousands and thousands of mocking women. He's been given opportunities that, you know, the regular woman wouldn't get. Doesn't really make sense when you think about it like that. You know, all the opportunities, etc., get handed to a man mocking women, yet the regular woman who does a lot more and has a tougher time, well, they don't get anything. But leave your thoughts down below, ladies and gentlemen, on what you've seen. If you have enjoyed, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video, comment on this video, share this video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Have a great day, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.